I love all your stories. They're fantastic. I heard about like dildo fisting, getting to med school and stuff like that. The only thing I can really think of is I don't have a story, but I keep thinking of my uncle. My Uncle Joe DiCiano. He is the most arrogant, like, fed up person with the world. He absolutely hates everything. And all the stories, I can see him being like, get that asshole off the... By the way, I'm going to curse because before I have kids, I want to get all the cursing out, so I don't curse for 18 years. So it's like, these people are fucking clowns, they're losers, bunch of liberal hippies. And he'd be like, fuck Christmas, I hate all this. So I guess I have to talk about him. So when I was little, I was spoiled rotten. I am wearing a Christmas gift right now. This thing is probably like $80. Please don't rob me. I got like Nintendo, I got Super Nintendo. I was like always excited. My birthday's in November, so like whatever I didn't get for my birthday, I got for Christmas. It was really awesome. My sister was always pissed. My pile was bigger. But then my uncle always came around to kind of like sully the mood a little bit. To just go back a little bit, I am a Berta, and he married into the family. He is a DiCiano, and the Bertas are butchers. I obviously do not look like a butcher, so I've moved on to bigger and better things. And thing with my Uncle Joe is that when I was little, he would always give me like really basic gifts, like a tie or like a dress shirt. And he was literally like, you know, need to look good for school. And I was like in 6th grade. I'm like, I just want to play Super Mario. There's a Yoshi in Super Nintendo this year. This is crazy. So he's like, no, I'm going to get you a tie. So as I got older, Uncle Joe started showing me things about life, like, for instance, politics. And my dad, who went to school for social work, kind of turned me into a bleeding heart liberal. I worked for Obama in 2008. And my Uncle Joe, during Christmas, because, to backtrack, my family is all women. I have a sister, a cousin, my mom, my aunt. My parents are divorced. My dad goes to another family. And then my uncle would be the only other male figure for me. So about around when I was 12, he brought me downstairs into the basement. And don't worry, there's no dildos here. There's nothing crazy like that. We go down to the basement, and he turns on the TV, you know, fiddling with his channel, his brand new cable like in the 90s. And all of a sudden, he turns on his wonderful channel, Fox News. And then he starts talking about all this stuff. He's like, oh, this guy is a genius. I love this. You know, these liberals are trying to ruin the world. And so he would kind of like indoctrinate me through every Christmas. So every time I go out to Christmas, you know, my sister, my aunt, my cousin, my mom, they all go cook cookies. And, oh, let's go big. Let's go shopping. And then my uncle would be like, let's go talk about guns and Fox News, anything that I really don't like. So as I get older, you know, I was 18, you know, my parents got separated. You know, my dad wasn't around, so I started hanging out with my uncle a lot. And then eventually my aunt retired. She was a teacher, that's right. She retired, and they moved down to Delaware. So we live up in North Jersey. They live down in Delaware. They're really far away. We don't get to see them that much anymore. So then the craziness continues to ensue, because we just go down there for Christmas. So has anybody ever been to Delaware in the south, like the southern part by like Bethany and all that stuff? They have outlets. So the second we get down there, my cousin, my sister get their credit cards. They're out the door. My aunt's out the door. They got like a game plan. We're going to this store. We're going to this store. If you waste one extra minute at this store, we're not going. So it's like this crazy like mall thing. And so my uncle would always pull me aside every once in a while, and he would say, hey, listen, we should, you know, he's starting to warm up a little bit, and I'm getting older, and he's, we should go do some guy things. So I'm thinking like, oh, cool, maybe we'll see a movie. No. My cousin was dating a Mexican guy at the moment. You need to understand that part of this. And we decide to go shoot guns. I've never shot a gun before other than Time Crisis in an arcade or something. So I'm like, all right, this is going to be great. So first off, we go into the gun store. And now if anyone didn't realize, like I think in the Civil War, the southern part of Delaware was like in the South. They hate anyone who doesn't look like me. So we have a Mexican with us. And so we walk into like the military place. They got like where all the bullets are and everything. And they got like these Confederate flags and everything like that. And he's just like, Tito, wait outside. So we go and get all that stuff. We shoot guns. It's a great, you know, I'm hitting dead on the target. He's like, what the hell? How'd you learn how to do this? I'm like, video games. I played them when I was little all the time. So that was kind of like our male bonding experience. So I guess the reason why I tell this story is because I got a lot of great things through, for Christmas. There's all these toys my sister and I always talk about that we got when we were little, and clothes when we were older. But the most important thing is that my uncle is living down in Delaware. My family's very close-knit, so, I mean, closed mouth, closed lips. So they don't really tell each other when people are feeling sick or depressed. And unfortunately, my uncle actually got hepatitis C like a couple of years ago. And, you know, unfortunately, I haven't been able to see him for about 2 years because he moved down to Florida. And they've been living down there trying to get a liver transplant. And unfortunately, we really didn't think he was going to make it. Like, I actually saw him before I went to Florida, and I don't wish upon any of you ever seeing any of your loved ones look like a skeleton the next time you see them. And so, unfortunately, you know, they're down in Florida, but the best news came to me on Labor Day weekend. I just got home, I went camping, I didn't have cell phone reception. The second you get back onto the road, I got like 20 phone calls. And fortunately, my uncle has a liver. And so for this Christmas, I didn't really ask for anything. I have my uncle, and I hope to see him soon. So thank you for listening.